Hello, Surrey Chinese Baptist Church family. I am getting excited for our restart of in-person worship on Sunday mornings for the English congregation here at the end of our summer retreat weekend. But as we move towards that, I just wanted to give us some instructions for how to do it. And so I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see me as I do it. And then I'll kind of walk us through this. But first, we will be registering each week for attendance for the English worship service. Right now, our maximum is going to stick at 50 people. And hopefully not for long, as circumstances allow, and also as the government restrictions change with that also. But insofar as we continue to have these registration requirements and needs, basically that means that every week we will be going through this registration process. It's super simple. It won't take you very long. I did it for my family last night, the family of 5, and it just took a couple minutes. So it's very quick, but I want to walk you through it step by step just so that you know how it goes. So the way that you will register each week is you can come to our church website, which you see on my screen right now, en.surreychinesebaptist.ca. That's the web address for our church website. I'll put the link in the description for this video as well, so you can find it there. But if you scroll down, you see this little message talking about reopening for in-person worship services. And for those of you who aren't planning on coming to in-person services here at the beginning of this reopening, you can continue to just click on online there and watch the live stream. But for those of you who are, you can click here on this register for in-person worship, and it takes you to this landing page. And it has, before you start the registration process, it just has this note here at the top. 2 particular things that I wanted us all to recognize before coming to attend. Firstly, if you're 70 years old or older, or if you haven't had at least 1 vaccination, then my encouragement to you guys, if you fall in one of those 2 categories, is that it's probably wise for you to wait a little bit until you get the next vaccination, or until we kind of know what this mid and late summer is going to hold for our community when it comes to how widely the virus has spread and is affecting the population, our neighbors, and us. Of course, you're welcome. We welcome you if you do choose to attend, but that's mainly just a note where we want to say we care about you, and if you fall in one of these 2 categories, then you're at greater risk of being vulnerable to negative outcomes from the virus. And so we just wanted to put that in there to say to you, hey, we encourage you this way if you're one of these people who's more vulnerable to the virus right now. Secondly, though, for the month of July, we are only opening in-person worship gatherings like the Sunday morning 9:30 to 10:30 worship service. We aren't going to have any children's ministry or any Sunday school alongside that just yet. Our plan is to prepare to be doing that in August, but we're not quite ready to open up for all those things and what that would all mean of sort of kids going to these places and teachers and volunteers, etc. So the plan is to open up for that in August, but for right now, if you have a family like me, then that means your kids will be sitting with you in worship. So those are the 2 notes. I just wanted to put them at the top to help you think through whether or not you feel like you and your family are ready to jump back into in-person worship. But here, as you scroll down, you see there are 4 steps, 4 simple steps. 2 of them you do before Sunday, and then the last 2 you do basically before you leave from your house and then when you arrive at church. So step 1, because we're seeking to, as we open up, do so with care with care, in a way that expresses our care and love for your families, for you, for your neighbors, for our neighbors. We are going to have some rules and protocol that we follow. Even as the government kind of peels back their restrictions, we're still going to have in place some rules and protocol to follow in careful ways until we feel like it's wise to remove those. And so for now, you'll be able to find all those rules and protocol here on that link. So right here, if you click on that, then it takes you, maybe I'll just click to it, see where it takes me. There you go. Here's our rules: pre-registration, physical distancing, safety masks, no singing. So right now it's not technically allowed for us to sing, but if Bonnie Henry announces that we will allow singing, then that's something that we will change on these rules forms here, this protocol form to reflect that. But obviously, right now it reflects what is allowed by the present government restrictions. And so you can read those and basically just read them, affirm, hey, I'm going to follow these. This takes our shared commitment in order to provide a space where mutually it's safe for people to come and not feel like they're entering into undue risk by attending worship together with us. And so, yeah, you can click on those, read those, affirm that you're going to follow them. And then once you do that, that's step one. Step two is just register. You can click this, takes you to the bottom here. Using Eventbrite, basically you will go in and you'll get tickets for attending. There's no cost, it's all $0, you'll see. Really simple to register. And you can register your whole family in one go. So that's what I did for my family. Just took a few minutes, click the register button and put in our names. And there's some health check questions for you to answer when you register to get tickets. And then after you register, then you'll get an email that says, hey, you've registered for this many tickets. And then at the bottom, it'll kind of have some additional instructions for Sunday. But those instructions basically reflect exactly what's here in step 3 and step 4, which is that on Sunday, so we're all going to register during the week likely. Hopefully we'll all register by Friday or Saturday. Obviously, if you show up on Sunday and you have not registered, you'll be asked to register before you come into the sanctuary. But also there's only 50 seats available for the time being, so I encourage you to register each week earlier on. That'll help us plan for numbers and spacing, and also it'll help you know whether or not you're going to be able to come to worship that Sunday. But on Sunday, before attending, do a final health check from home. That's just because we recognize you're going to be filling this out maybe on a Thursday, and so we want you to, on a Sunday morning, be asking yourself these questions just as an expression of your care, of my care for our community, for our church community, but also the people outside of us, that we would ask these questions carefully. And if we feel ill, then you can just send a message to me and say, hey, I registered, but I'm not going to be able to come because I'm not feeling well. And we will pray for you and we'll take your name off the registration list as well. Then lastly, so if you kind of affirm that before leaving your house, then when you arrive, you get out of your car, you can put on your mask, and then you can come up to these big wooden doors at the front, and there will be 2 ushers there. One will check you in. You can either show them the QR code from your tickets that you get in the email, or you can just tell them your name, or more likely we're all going to recognize one another. So they'll just find your name on their list and they'll check you in. And then the other usher will help you find your seat that is physically distanced from the other people who are attending. So that's it. I know it's still not normal for us to have to register for worship on Sundays, but you know, this is an opportunity that God has given us, this kindness of being able to meet together once again and to do so in ways where we're not raising the risk of health concerns for the vulnerable people in our families or in our community. So I'm thankful for it. We ought to be thankful for it. And as long as the circumstances allow, we're going to continue to do this. Or we will, as long as the circumstances require it, we're going to continue to have these registration steps And when they don't, when we feel like it's wise to, okay, be done away with it, then we'll move back to just a more normal, come as you please, that sort of thing, without any registration. So let me know if you have questions. I'm excited to worship together with you. I'm going to stop my screen sharing here. Excited to worship together when we have the opportunity to this Sunday, to see you at summer retreat. I'm excited for that as well. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, take care.